good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, all right? Here to talk about why everything is everywhere, doing everything all at once. Look, this is a concept I got from a movie. Not from the movie. I got the title from a movie. Now, I've never actually seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, but this is pretty much like wrapped up in, everybody. This is about gender roles being fluid, to make a long story short. You know what I mean? Now listen, a lot of this was from the Joe Budden podcast, all right? And Joe Budden podcast is one of my favorite shows personally, and I love to watch it. And I just spit, but whatever. And there was a point in the podcast that I got to where they were talking about, why women don't cook anymore. Or, pretty much like men knowing how to cook just as good as women now. And I just want to give my personal take on that, right? And the first thing I want to say off the top of my head pretty much is just that at one point in time, men went out and made the money, women stayed home, took care of the kids in the house, all right? Some of that still rings true today, but a lot of that type of stuff has changed, basically because our society has changed. And a lot of things have changed with it, including gender roles. Meaning like, okay, people are like, having to balance households because their households cost a lot more these days. So, women are having to work more. And, at this point, women make a lot of money and they add on to what's going on in society. Like, women are not pretty much staying home and just being subservient to husbands, I guess, if you really want to put it that way, right? Women are pretty much getting involved with what's going on. Look, basically what's done happened, right? Society has pretty much shifted to where both genders have had to take on pieces from the opposite gender. Meaning like, okay, cooking used to be just a woman thing. Men have had to learn to cook now. There are a lot of single men out there. And, most men, mostly what most guys do is that they microwave stuff and just, throw it in the microwave or, real quick, fast cooking. I kind of fall into that category. I'm not one of those, I'm going to boil something, like, make a whole entire spread. I don't do that. But there are guys that nowadays that have had to take on the characteristics of really learning how to cook seriously. You know what I mean? Because most of us, not me included, but like most guys don't have a woman in the home like that. So you kind of have to learn how to cook. Or, most men are raised by their mothers. So they kind of have to learn how to, cook, or especially if you're older brother. You got to be the one to take care of the family while the mom's at work if the dad's not present. And just in general, right? Cook is a good skill for a guy to have. Again, I'm not someone that needs to put on a full spread to eat. I'm gonna make me a sandwich. I'm gonna call it a day. All right. I'm not someone that does all that. But that's beside the point. Most men have had to learn how to cook, just like how most women have had to learn to go work. All right. Now, this is one of those things I see women complain about online all the time, that men are supposed to be the providers, men are supposed to pay all the bills. Look, I get the argument. I really do understand, but you gotta understand something. Stuff and times have severely changed, especially the economy, as far as money, everything, right? Where a house used to cost like maybe, I don't know, let's throw a ballpark number. A 2-bedroom might be like a $700 apartment, right? That has changed where a 2-bedroom is like, $1,200, $1,400. You know what I mean? And most men don't make above $50,000 a year. So you mean to tell me, right? And again, I'm not saying that the arguments are wrong, but a dude that makes $50,000 a year is supposed to pay for a car payment, which is about $300. Car insurance was another $200, $1,200 worth of rent, and pay for kids' food and all the other stuff, and supplies and all this other stuff that's going on all at the same time. And you supposed to just chill and not pay for anything. I'm not saying it's necessarily right or wrong, but what I'm saying is that a lot of stuff has changed in regards to what, the societal norm is. Like, women can't just chill anymore. And a lot of y'all don't necessarily like that. Y'all can't just necessarily just, come home and not do nothing. Well, I wouldn't even say come home and not do nothing. Meaning like, be able to be home and just take care of the kids. Like, be stay-at-home moms. Like, it takes entirely too much money. Like, the amount of money that it would take, what was it? Like, I ran into a guy earlier. What was it? Yesterday, day ago. And me and him, I bumped into him at the gas station. Me and him just get to talking, right? Some guy just, I don't know, out the blue, just stops me. He's like, bro, you like working at JB Hunt? I'm like, yeah, JB Hunt's all right. Now, trucking depending on what type of truck driver job you do, it has a cap to it to some degree, right? Now, if you want them kind of guys that's willing to stay over the road and pretty much sacrifice your life and your livelihood for this trucking shit, it's a lot of money in it, all right? But what most men encounter is that you're not trying to sacrifice your whole livelihood for the sake of like just having a lot of money. At some point, lifestyle comes into balance. You know what I mean? Now, as far as lifestyle, right? I'm gonna tighten my thinking cap. Listen, this is what we get into the woman half of the argument, right? Because most men don't need a lot to live. Like, you ever go to a dude's apartment, you might have a flat screen, motherfucker might have a bed somewhere, you know what I mean? He might have a table, but it ain't nothing extravagant. You go into a woman's apartment, that shit is laid like a motherfucking hotel room. Like, and I mean a 5-star one. What I'm saying is, women have more needs than us. So y'all have a bigger need for lifestyle. But the problem is that y'all generally on the scale of making money, y'all make less. So it's like, what do? You get with a guy that already has the money and you talk him into paying for it. Now, again, where's that fall into all of this? Look, gender roles have shifted so bad to the point where both sides have to take on parts from both sides, okay? Meaning like, you know, this woman that wants the lifestyle has to go out and kind of help with the lifestyle versus like a man having enough money to pay for the lifestyle. Look, you can make a lot of money as a man, but to make a lot of money, enough money to pay for a lifestyle, take care of 2 kids, make sure your girl's a stay-at-home, you know, mother, and on top of that, make enough money to save and pay for a mortgage is unrealistic. It's literally got people taking on second jobs when they have a first job, plus trying to build a business while having 2 or 3 kids. Now look, I work a full-time job, my girlfriend works a full-time job. We be dog-ass tired, and we don't even have no kids in this motherfucker like that. Like, motherfucker don't have energy to do anything. You barely have the energy to even go get something from the fridge. Like, basically what I'm saying is like society, like the stuff has changed so badly. Well, not even changed badly. It's just shifted so much to the point where it's like having everyone trying to do all the stuff at one time. You're only one person. You can only handle and take on but so much. All right? Hence the title. Like, I kind of get upset, sort of, when people talk about gender roles, right? Look, I get like certain things fall on certain sides, right? It's more of a woman's job to be a nurturer. It's more of a man's job to be more of a leader, so to speak. That stuff I believe still rings true. But at the same time, like, okay, there's times where I have to clean this house. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day when I grew up, I don't remember ever seeing my dad really clean house. My mom did all that. You know what I mean? My mom helped with the bills, but my dad paid the majority of the bills. But again, it takes a lot of money to do that. You gotta really be making money. Like, okay, the type of relationships that most men would want from their women was to be, for them to kind of like, shut up and just listen to them, so to speak. Like, guys really think that, all right? But the amount of money and power and type of leadership that you have to display for that to actually work, most men can't acquire and do that. And then the type of relationships that most women want, they want the men that they really want. But the type of personality that you gotta have to actually retain a guy like that, like, okay, you can get a guy, but keeping a guy would be the problem, right? And then the type of guy you're keeping. If you get a guy, right, and he's just one of these kind of bitch-ass dudes that just does whatever you say, I hate using the term beta male, but a kind of guy that'll just, don't have no type of argument, don't say anything, don't push back against you. That's the kind of guy that's never actually been challenged at life. And 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be the man you want to stand next to when some shit actually hit the fan. The problem with getting the guy that actually stands up and actually stands in front of shit, he has his own mind. He's going to require things of you. But because you have to go out here and play a boss bitch, well, I wouldn't even say like a boss bitch, right? When you as a woman, you got to build a business, you have to take on masculine traits. Like, if you're a boss-ass woman, you have to take on some form of masculinity. And the problem with being a masculine woman is you repel masculine men. You attract feminine men. There are dudes that will sit there and let, a woman run their life like that. But that's generally not the kind of guy that you are attracted to seriously. You know what I mean? And again, it's got all this stuff like so all over the place that most men don't really want to be men. They'd rather complain about women, and most women rather complain about the men they can't keep. Does that make sense? Basically, in the long or the short of it, to make a long story short, everybody's pretty much all over the place, all right? Look, at this point, if you had to ask me what I think, you need to just get with the person that meshes well with you, right? get with a guy that you align with. If you're a person that don't mind helping with bills, get with that guy that don't mind helping bills, or get with that woman that y'all can actually get together and pay bills. If you're a woman that wants a guy to pay for every single thing and you don't mind him having that type of control over your life, get with that guy, all right? If you are a guy that likes a woman to run the show, get with that woman. Look, personally, me, I don't think none of this is wrong. There's certain parts of it I don't subscribe to, but I also understand why it exists. I used to be one of the kind of guys that I was real hard on people that didn't do the things that I believed in. But at the same time, I've also learned that you really can't control people. Like, life has literally got us all in a tailspin. Okay, I've seen a meme somewhere that says that, I'm pretty much the cow that's getting spun around in a tornado in a movie. And I think that's all of us. Like, we are all out here trying to figure it out. Like, the people that have it together are not fucking with the people that don't have it together. Like, we are all out here struggling equally. Like, I'm not like, I don't got like a gigantic YouTube following. I'm trying to figure out the YouTube following so I can actually, build something nice like that, like in long term. That's just my personal goal for it. But again, I ain't uploaded a video like in a day, so I just decided to get back on here and just, put out some content for the good folks at home that like to watch me talk that good shit. Y'all have a good evening.